Eighth chapter today we are going to see, and the topic is quadrilaterals. Consider 4 points in the same plane. Out of 4 points, if you take any 3 points, they should not be collinear. I take point ABC. Are they collinear? No. BCD not collinear. CDA not collinear. DAB. So if you take out of 4 points, any 3 points should not be collinear. Then the union of the line segments taken in order A to B, B to C, C to D, D to A. The line segments are drawn. Then this ABCD is a quadrilateral. So the 4 points should belong to the same plane. Out of 4 points, 3 points if you consider, it should not be collinear. And the union of these 4 line segments taken in order is called a quadrilateral. In quadrilateral, there are mainly 2 types called convex quadrilateral, concave quadrilateral. In any convex quadrilateral, if you join the diagonals, PR is a diagonal, QS is a diagonal. In any convex quadrilateral, the diagonals intersect each other. They will meet at a point. You can see M is the meeting point of the 2 diagonals. But if you consider a concave quadrilateral, this is a concave quadrilateral. How do you conclude that it is concave? Which are the diagonals here? A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral we have taken. Therefore, AC is a diagonal and BD is another diagonal. Check whether they intersect or not. They do not intersect. So, in convex, diagonals intersect each other, whereas in concave, the diagonals do not intersect each other. So, we understood what is a quadrilateral. The 4 points should belong to the same plane. 3 points should not be collinear out of the 4, and the line segments, the union of these 4 line segments taken in order is called a quadrilateral. Mainly there are 2 types of quadrilaterals called convex and concave. Now under convex only we are going to see types of convex quadrilateral. We know parallelogram, rectangle, rhombus, square, and what, and trapezium. All this comes under convex quadrilateral. Now in a quadrilateral, let us understand how many sides are there, how many angles, how many vertices, and how many diagonals. So A, B, C, D is a quadrilateral. Which are the sides of the quadrilateral? How many sides are there? There are 4 sides. Which are the sides? AB, BC, CD, and what, and DA. These are the 4 sides of the quadrilateral. Then comes angles. Which are the angles we have? Angle A, angle B, angle C, and angle D. These are the 4 angles of this quadrilateral. Then comes vertices. Vertices are the points. So which are the vertices? We have A, B, C, and D. So how many vertices are there? There are 4 vertices, 4 angles, and 4 sides. If I join AC, AC is one of the diagonal of the quadrilateral. BD is another diagonal of the quadrilateral. So how many diagonals are there? There are 2 diagonals. Which are the diagonals of this quadrilateral? AC and BD are the 2 diagonals of the given quadrilateral ABCD. Let us understand one more quadrilateral for sides, angles, vertices, and diagonals. Which are the sides of this particular quadrilateral? PQ is one side, QR, RS, and SP. There are 4 sides of the quadrilateral. Which are the angles? Angle P, angle Q, angle R and angle S, 4 angles. Which are the vertices? P, Q, R and S are the 4 vertices. Which are the diagonals? PR is a diagonal and QS is another diagonal. So these are the 2 diagonals. So a quadrilateral has 4 sides, 4 angles, 4 vertices, and how many diagonals? There are 2 diagonals. We have studied angle sum property for a triangle. What do you mean by angle sum property? If you add all the 3 angles of a triangle, how many degrees we'll get? We'll get 180 degree. Similarly, if you take a quadrilateral, there is angle sum property for a quadrilateral. In any quadrilateral, if you add all the 4 angles, how many degrees we'll get? We'll get 360 degree. So, in any quadrilateral ABCD, if you find sum of the 4 angles of the quadrilateral, how many degrees we'll get? We'll get 360 degrees. This is angle sum property of a quadrilateral. For a triangle, it is 180 degree, but we get here 3 angles. Whereas for a quadrilateral, there are 4 angles. If you add all the 4 angles of a quadrilateral, what is the total degree we'll get? We'll get 360 degree. How it becomes 360 degree? Let us understand in a simple way. Okay. The quadrilateral is divided into 2 because of this diagonal, right? In any triangle, we know angle sum property, which is equal to what? Equal to 180 degree. So, in triangle ABD, this angle, what is the name of that angle? BAD. What is the name of this angle? ADB. What is the name of this angle? ABD is equal to what? Equal to 180 degree. Similarly, if you take triangle BCD, what is the name of this angle? DBC. Plus this angle BCD plus angle CDB is also equal to what? Equal to 180 degree, because we have converted this quadrilateral into 2 triangles. Sum of the angles of each triangle is how many degrees? It is 180 degree. Now we are going to add both the results. So adding, I take angle A together, only one A is there, shows the middle alphabet A, and then I take angle B together. Here is one angle B, here is an angle B. I write angle B's together, it is easy to combine. So these 2 are taken. Then I take angle C. C is in only one place. Angle BCD plus angle D. D is in 2 places. Which are they? Angle ADB plus angle CDB is equal to 180 plus 180. Right? We have added left hand sides together and right hand sides together. Which is angle BAD? BAD is nothing but angle A. Right? ABD is this angle and DBC is this angle. So if you add this angle and this angle, which angle we'll get? We'll get the entire angle. What is the entire angle? It is nothing but angle B. BCD refers which angle? Angle C. Then these 2 we are going to add together. These 2 shows part of the angle. ADB is this part, CDB is this part. So if these 2 parts are added, which angle we'll get? We'll get the entire angle D. Therefore D, 180 plus 180 is equal to what? Equal to 360. Therefore we got in any quadrilateral, sum of 4 angles of the quadrilateral equal to how many degrees? Equal to 360 degree. So this is angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to 360 degree. I write again, angle A plus angle B plus angle C plus angle D is equal to how many degrees? 360 degrees. Let us see types of quadrilaterals. In types of quadrilaterals, we are going to start with the quadrilateral trapezium, right? In any quadrilateral, if you find one pair of opposite sides are parallel, any one pair of opposite side, it can be these two or it can be these two, but only one pair of opposite sides should be parallel, then we call that quadrilateral is a trapezium. So, in a quadrilateral, if only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, then the quadrilateral is a trapezium. It should be a four-sided figure and only one pair of opposite sides should be parallel. Then we call that quadrilateral is a trapezium. Then let us consider parallelogram. For trapezium, we took one pair of opposite sides parallel, whereas for a parallelogram, in a quadrilateral, if both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, these two should be parallel and these two also should be parallel. If both the pairs of, this is one pair of opposite side, this is another pair of opposite side. If both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, we call this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So, in a quadrilateral, if both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. Hope you understood, right? So let us recall what is a trapezium. In any quadrilateral, if you find only one pair of opposite sides are parallel, can be this pair or can be this pair. Any one pair of opposite sides are parallel, the quadrilateral is called a trapezium. And what is a parallelogram? In any quadrilateral, if you find both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel, then the quadrilateral is a parallelogram. The next type of quadrilateral we are going to see is a rectangle. Lower classes we had studied what is a rectangle, right? So a rectangle is a parallelogram. Right? So in any parallelogram, if you find each angle is a right angle, then that parallelogram is called a rectangle. So a parallelogram in which each angle is 90 degree or a right angle we say is called a rectangle. So it should be a parallelogram. So in that parallelogram, if you find each angle 90 degree, we call that parallelogram as a rectangle. Then we are going to see rhombus. We are familiar with this term also, right? So it is a rhombus. What is a rhombus? In a parallelogram, you see the first two definitions begins with quadrilateral. Which two definitions? Trapezium and parallelogram definitions, if you see, they start with the term quadrilateral. Whereas if you see rectangle and rhombus, we should remember the definition starts with parallelogram. So in a parallelogram, if each angle is 90 degree, we call that parallelogram as a rectangle. Rhombus, a parallelogram, so it should be a parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal. You measure all the sides in a parallelogram and you are finding all the four sides are equal in length. Then what is the name for that parallelogram? The parallelogram is called a rhombus. So a parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal is called a rhombus. Hope you understood. So this is the third type of quadrilateral we are learning. Rectangle is in a parallelogram. If each angle is a right angle, the parallelogram is called a rectangle. A rhombus is a parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal. Then that parallelogram is called a rhombus. The next type of quadrilateral we are going to see is square. Square. We can able to recall what is a square. A parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal. All the four sides are equal and each angle is a right angle is called a square. So we combine the property of rectangle and rhombus for square. It should be a parallelogram. You should find all the four sides equal and each angle 90 degree. Then that parallelogram is called what? Called a square. Finally comes kite. We all know, very familiar with the shape of the kite. In any quadrilateral, if you find two pairs of adjacent sides are equal, these two are adjacent sides, these two are adjacent sides. So if you find both the pairs of adjacent sides are equal, we call that quadrilateral a kite. So a quadrilateral in which both the pairs of adjacent sides are equal is called a kite. So what is a square? A square is a parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal and each angle is 90 degree. What is a kite? It is a quadrilateral in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. These two are equal. With the marking you can make out. These two are equal. It is marked here. So two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. Therefore this quadrilateral is called a kite. So what are the different types we have learnt? First one is trapezium. What is a trapezium? A quadrilateral in which only one pair of opposite sides are parallel. Parallelogram is also a quadrilateral whereas both the pairs of opposite sides are parallel. Then comes rectangle. For rectangle we start the definition with a parallelogram. So a parallelogram in which each angle is 90 degrees is called a rectangle. Rhombus begins with the term parallelogram. So a parallelogram in which all the four sides are equal is called a rhombus. Then comes a square. For square also we start with the term parallelogram But here two conditions, all the four sides should be equal and each angle should be 90 degree. And kite is a quadrilateral in which two pairs of adjacent sides are equal. These are the types of convex quadrilaterals. Some more points we understand regarding square. If you consider a square has a property of parallelogram. It has the property of rhombus. Also, it has the property of what? Property of a rectangle. So, if you consider a square can be a parallelogram, a square can be a rhombus, or square can be a rectangle. Then, if you consider a rhombus, right? Any rhombus is a parallelogram. Any rhombus is a parallelogram. If you take a rectangle, any rectangle is a parallelogram. And if you take a parallelogram, any parallelogram is a trapezium. Remember. But if you take a rhombus, rhombus is not a square. A rectangle is not a square. Parallelogram is not a rectangle. A parallelogram is not a rhombus. So all these points we should remember. Also remember, a kite is not a parallelogram. If you consider a kite, it is not a parallelogram. So all this we should remember for objectives.